So the only way I can truly describe what's happened in the last month and a half since the last episode, we've signed a new goalkeeper, we've had transfer deadline day where we just about missed out on signing Ronaldo, and we're top of the Premier League. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legends Club for episode 3 with Liverpool. My name is Craig and coming up on today's episode we have a home match against Chelsea in the Premier League and a Europa League tie, I think it's also at home, at home against Galatasaray. Now since you were last with me we've done about half a dozen games, very good form, but again we're still losing I hesitate to call Tottenham a big team, but we are still losing the bigger matches alongside Man City in the last episode. Not the greatest start in terms of playing against the big teams, but remember we are having to try and build this Liverpool team back up into a top 4 team. Other than that though, we are starting to pick up the victories against the likes of Wolves, Leicester, Everton and Southampton. And also in the Europa League, where we've made a decent start, we've played one match only, Ludogorets 3-0. Realistically, we should be just getting through this league phase, hopefully in the top 8. That's got to be the minimum aim. Premier League wise, like I said, top of the league, amazingly, because look how tight it is between, at the moment, the top 7. But top of the league after 7 games, very, very pleasing. We're still not anticipating winning the title, but being at the top at this stage, it's a very, very positive sign. As far as transfers go, it was a very busy end of August. We sold on, after Dani Olmo, I think he was the last one I told you about who we'd sold. We sold on Francisco Mexedo, who was our 3rd goalkeeper. Dodo, who was a player I never really mentioned because he was just rotting in the under-21s. We didn't want him here. And we got a massive wage. I think he was on like 135,000, something like that, a week, if not a bit more. But he's gone to Zenit St. Petersburg for £3 million, rising to 4 million. We just wanted him off the books. It was like Timo Werner, but at least we got a bit more for Dodo. John Ander Navarro has gone to Dinamo Kiev for £14 million. Another youngster, 20-year-old Spanish attacking midfielder who only had about 3.5 star potential. And I just thought he's not going to play. Diogo Migliorini was ahead of him in the pecking order, and quite frankly, I think he's the one I want to focus a bit more on. Leo Mai is who was he? He's a 20-year-old German striker who was rotting in the under-21s. We sold him on to Southampton for a cool £12 million. Just quick sales, just to try and recoup back some of the money that we had spent. We'd also sold on another youngster, Derek McLaughlin, to Brentford, £725,000. Kevin Williams, the wonder kid I brought up from the under-21s, he's gone out on loan to Norwich in the Championship. There is a reason for that. He's been playing in the Premier League, hasn't looked particularly great when he has come on as a sub, and he's still showing as a Championship striker. So let him go out, let him go and actually get some development, and hopefully he'll come back next season, maybe looking a bit better. I mean, could Norwich actually get promoted this season? How have they even started? Okay, 3rd in the league. Yep, if he gets promoted with Norwich, that is absolutely fine. We'll come to that bridge when we come to it. As far as players coming in, we've only got one player in after the last episode, and it is a goalkeeper, Samuel Suarez, 28-year-old Portuguese keeper, sweeper keeper to be exact. 2.5 star current ability, and obviously nothing more in potential, but considering when we first arrived, Alisson had obviously just retired, so we only had Jamie Cumming and Mexedo. Mexedo's obviously left, wasn't good enough anyway. I would rather have Suarez and Dennis Simon than the other 2 keepers because they're of higher quality. And they've started the season fairly well, so long may that continue if we have 2 decent keepers. And also, I did mention, there was one transfer that we did miss out on. I'm not mistyping that. His name is Ronaldo, 28-year-old Brazilian striker from Tottenham. Look how disgusting this man is as an advanced forward. We had a fee, we had the work permit and everything sorted for him, but Tottenham wanted to... Oh, hang on, is he listed? Well, why didn't you do this earlier in August? The reason we didn't get him was because Tottenham wanted to sign a replacement. Unbelievable. This lot are a bunch of jokers. Now you want that. Oh, for goodness sake. We had a fee lined up for about 62, 63 million. Whatever. I'll sort that out hopefully before January, because we do still have some transfer budget. We have about £54 million left in the transfer budget and about 800,000 on wages, so we can do a bit of fiddling and just try and hopefully come to a deal in January. Oh, one thing we have done as well, we've recalled Matthias Tobar from his loan at Celtic. Wasn't exactly doing great up there apparently. 1 goal in 5 in the league, but he's come back to Liverpool and he's made a decent start. Not bad as a deep lying forward. And I say deep lying forwards, you've probably seen it on the screen already. We've just gone for a narrow formation. The wing play is just not working. We do not have any good quality wingers. Sorry, Jolson Fernandez. So we're just going completely with a narrow formation, and it's yielded a lot of those results that have happened in the last month or so. So this is going to be the 11 we're going to send out against Chelsea for the first match. Samuel Suarez is in goal, a back four of Amaral, Borja, Becerra and Alexander-Arnold. Ibrahima Konate is injured for up to another 2 weeks, yeah, give or take. Lavia is at the base of midfield with Ferrer and Ricky in midfield ahead of him. CDK de Catalare is the shadow striker behind the 2 main strikers of Luis Carlos and Tobar. Luis Carlos has come back from injury, which is just as well because Anderson Luiz has got himself injured for up to another 3 weeks, which is not ideal. But if Luis Carlos is a good advanced forward for us, then I'm very, very happy. To be fair, Anderson Luiz has not scored since the opening day of the season. In fact, he hasn't scored since literally the opening minute against Brentford. Yeah, he's clearly just needing a break. Hopefully Luis Carlos and Tobar can just take up the reins and hopefully bag us a few goals, because we have kind of struggled for goals in recent times. I know we've been winning matches, but you may have seen that we've only been winning 1-0, 1-0, the odd 2-0 victory here and there. It just feels like we're still trying to get used to this tactic, and we still haven't got that one quality striker that will probably bag us a 30 goals a season, which would be like sort of Marco Danello, but Lons want £100 million for him up front, not even on instalments, just up front. And of course we missed out on Ronaldo, who I reckon he would have been absolutely fantastic, considering he's been playing for Tottenham. He's played 1 game for them and got 1 goal. What more do I have to say? Speaking of goals though, Luis Carlos, he's probably just heard what I said and thought, nah, screw that, I'm going to be your striker, because he's just bagged a fantastic goal here. Nice lofted ball from CDK through to Carlos, and he bags one home. 1-0. I think I didn't even have a look, is that like his 2nd or 3rd goal of the season? I thought he would be someone who'd be a bit of a backup to Anderson Luiz, but if he continues in that vein of what he's been doing since he's come back from injury, assisting and scoring, then he's going to take over very, very quickly. He is a leading Premier League player, so it's probably not that much of a surprise. I suppose we just haven't found the perfect role for Luiz, and there is Tobar. Oh, and look, Carlos is through here again. Oh, it's just off the line. That's cool. Oh, it's in! Complete calamity in the Chelsea defence, and Luis Carlos has bagged his 2nd goal in half an hour. I thought this one was the one that was going in, just about cleared off the line. In fact, hit the post as well. Fofana just tries to play it out, and Carlos instead just slots it home. Beautiful. Fantastic. Chelsea's defence imploding. They could never, that could never happen in real life, surely. Going into half-time, 2-0 up. That's a fantastic first half. Long may that continue, of course. Luis Carlos is on a hat-trick. Lovely stuff. Well done, control and possession, that's what we want. Tobar looking good as the deep line forward, sort of swapping in between that advanced forward and deep line forward role. But otherwise, we're just trying to figure out the best positions for certain players. Lavia is another one that comes to mind. So he's playing as a deep line playmaker role at the moment. He has had games recently where he's been playing as the Mazzala as well. So it's not cut and dry exactly what position he's going to be, let's say, in the next few games, let alone for the rest of the season. But he is obviously still an important part of the team. And oh, come on, how's that a penalty? Apparently Ramos was fouled there, or was that a handball? Someone help me out here. Penalty has been awarded, and what's this? 66 minutes gone. Samuel Suarez facing his first penalty since joining the club. Oh, he went the right way as well, but it is now 2-1. Awkward. It looks like it's going to be substitute time very, very soon. Mason Mount's bagging one home for Chelsea. We're not going to be saying that again anytime soon. There are a few tired legs out there actually, so what we are going to do, TAA is going to go off, Amaral will go to right back, and we're going to have Manuel Silva. Hang on, oh, we're missing the other guy, Savaria? How do I not know his name already? I've been playing him for the last month. But whatever, Manuel Silva is going to go to left back. We've still got Paul Williams there in case Amaral gets tired even more. Axel Ferreira is going to go off for... Anyway, he's going to go off for Edson Rubio, who's been putting in some shifts recently. He's got the work rates. He may not have looked massively impressive, but he is still developing. Bless him. Well, I say that, he's 22 years old. How much more developing can he actually do? Everyone else is okay for the moment. I'm just thinking here actually. Are we on a low block or... Oh, we're on a defensive line. Normal defensive line actually. That's probably not helpful. But hopefully we'll make another couple of substitutions very, very soon as Luis Carlos has the ball here. He's just lost it, but Silva just about keeps it, and the ball is just completely lumped clear. It just looks like we've kind of panicked in the last few minutes. And there is Ricky into Tobar. Amaral plays it out into space. Oh, Lavia recovers it very well. Rubio into Tobar. Oh, it's a good save though. Would like to see Tobar get more goals for us. He's bagged one already, and that was in his first match back. Was that in the League Cup? No, it was a league match. I can't remember who it was against. Oh, good header there. I think that was Becerra, who is looking a bit tired. Lavia is actually looking very tired. In fact, Stingel is going to go on in that DLP role. He's been performing that very, very well recently. So happy to get him as the 1 5-star potential player from Lens. And I think should look to make a defensive substitution. Kim Min Jae, who's been coming back into the side, is going to go on for Becerra. Kim Min Jae, 33-year-old central defender. I don't think we've seen him at all in this entire save. He wanted to leave, but nobody was willing to pay the £11 million price tag for him, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, is that a corner? Yeah, it's a corner apparently. Okay, let's have a look here. So Becerra's gone off, which is a bit of a shame because he's actually quite good from corners. And Borja, he's also very good from corners. He's bagged a couple of goals in recent times. We're going to drop to balanced after this highlight. I'm just going to keep it like this. Nervy times. We are just going to start wasting time though. And not going to pass into space anymore. There's absolutely no point. We are still getting key highlights here though. As Chelsea, they keep on coming, which is a bit of a problem. We would like to pick up the 3 points against a fairly big team. Oh god, I thought Carlos was going to get to that. I don't even know how tall Carlos is. Borja, well done. Catalare, play it forward, man. Thank you. Carlos plays it in, and there is Tobar. Oh, Tobar just got bit into the ball. He's still got it though. There is Catalare, and that is 3-1. That has to be the 3 points. Thank you and good night. So let's just regroup everything. Just put all the game management on. That's all we need to do. That is it. Very good breakaway though. Luis Carlos. I thought Tobar was actually going to get the header here, but Martinez just gets to the ball before him. But Tobar thankfully has enough intelligence. Play it back. CDK is there for his second goal of the season. He starts putting the performances now that's putting us at the top of the league. That's all I can ask from him, and that is going to be a vital 3 points against a big club as well. Chelsea are going to be thereabouts the end of the season. Fantastic stuff. I'm very, very happy with that. Now let's go do the same thing in the Europa League against Galatasaray. Right, second match against Galatasaray, first European match of the season. This is the 11 we're going to be sending out. Simon is in goal. Back four, Silva, Saravia, Kim Min Jae, it's a name I'm still trying to get used to, and Paul Williams, who's going to be starting at right back for the first time I think in this series. A player who can play across the entire back four, absolutely fine. He's been okay at right back whenever TAA needs a break. Stingel is playing at the base of the midfield in that deep line playmaker role, with Rubio and Curtis Jones ahead of him in that Carrilero role. Diogo Migliorini, I think this is the first time we're seeing him in any of these episodes, so he's hoping for a good showing from him. He'll be getting hopefully a bit more game time in Europa League this season to aid his development. Tobar is still in that deep line forward role with what's his name? Charlie Ross. I keep thinking Ross County. That's an entire team. Charlie Ross is starting up front in the advanced forward role. He gets forward quite a lot, but he just seems to be unable to stick the ball in the back of the net more often than not, which is a bit of a worry for him, because as much as he's only 20 years old, I would like to start seeing some level of promise from him. Maybe today is the day against Galatasaray. Look at that full house. Even the Galatasaray fans, a lot of them have shown up in force from Turkey. Yes, there is no music. The music is awesome, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't come out well on the audio. That's the only reason I'm not actually playing it. And we get a highlight straight from, almost from the off. 3 minutes in is Galatasaray with the ball, and I was going to say I'm hoping we could win the ball back, but they managed to get the shot off, and it is just over. Galatasaray, I think, along with Monaco, which is another team we've been drawn against in this league phase, are probably the toughest teams, hopefully, that we actually face in this entire group stage. So, like I said at the beginning of the episode, hopefully we just find ourselves going through. What a is that? That was Charlie Ross who finished that. Oh, I hope he's onside for his sake, because that was such a good goal. I think he is on. What a goal, look at this. I criticised the man before the match that he couldn't finish, and he just goes and does that. Oh, that was pinpoint accurate. The keeper wasn't getting to that. I don't think many keepers in the world would actually get to that ball. That was fantastic. He was well onside. I don't know why the referee had to check that, but whatever. 1-0, 10 minutes gone. Fantastic start. But yes, as I was mentioning, we are... Oh, that's a beautiful header by Marcus Stingel. I just love Stingel. No words can describe the amount of affection I have for that man in that sort of deep line playmaker role. He gets forward, he does the job in defence, and he just makes plays to other players. Nice and simple. That's all I want from him. As I was trying to finish, though, from ages ago, it feels like in this match, we should be getting through this league phase fairly well in the top 8, get ourselves into the knockout rounds and see how much of a run we can make in this tournament. Like I said at the beginning of the season, we win the Europa League, we go into the Champions League, so it's one of two ways that we can get into the top competition that we, top European competition that we need to be in. Otherwise, I won't be here next season. Galatasaray, can you adhere to the script, please? Because we need to win this match. We're not on a low block. Mainly because I wanted us to actually attack and then see if we can go to a low block later in the game, but that didn't quite help. Right, half time, 2-1 up, and looking at the XG, it's been quite a low half. Hang on, so we've had less XG than... Oh, right, there's... Oh, it's the same colour as the graph. That's a bit harsh. How am I meant to see that? Yeah, I know you're capable of even better. Come on, boys. Let's just finish off Galatasaray in this next half. In the second half. Let's just get ourselves a nice, comfortable 3 points and just make life easier for ourselves later on. As much as rotation is important, I'm very aware. Get as many points on the board early days. And hopefully make it a lot more comfortable for ourselves to finish in the top 8, going, oh, hits the post, going into the final couple of games in this league phase. Because those last 2 games are all the way in January. The league phase just finishes so much later. It is kind of crazy that it goes on as long as it does. Rubio Edson, oh, again we're hitting the bar. Why? How many times is that in this one match? 3 times? That's it, just patiently work for an opening, patiently work for an opening, it's fine. Jones into Tobar, Williams. Who's he got ahead of him that he can slot the ball into? Oh, that's wonderful. That is vision. Vision by Williams. And Charlie Ross. I keep thinking he's Ross County. Should I just nickname Ross County? Seems a bit harsh on the poor guy, but that was a great finish. Great ball by Williams, and I've got my eye on this man. Replacement for TAA going forward? Maybe. Although saying that, he is looking very, very tired towards the end of this match, and he's on a yellow card. So Amaral is going to go on for Williams, and Silva is tiring, so Saravia is going to go out to left back. And who else have we got? Can't even scroll down here. You've got Becerra, you've got Borgia as well. To be honest, I would rather Borgia have a little bit of a rest. And Tobar is tired, so Ant Farley, another English striker that we do have. I say another English striker. Charlie Ross is Scottish, but he's a 23-year-old English international. Actually, I didn't even realise he was capped. I didn't look that closely. Let's see what you can do at deep line forward role. Okay, Galatasaray trying to come forward again. I've just swapped out of possession instruction to low blocks to try and contain Galatasaray as much as possible, but at the moment we are, I was about to say we are conceding a lot of possession, but we just win the ball back. Jones. Ball played forward and absolutely no one ran to it. Rubio, man, you can go wide. We go again, Migliorini. Oh, Farley just about kept hold of that ball, and Ross couldn't get there. This time Amaral does. He's got options in the box ahead of him, and Ross has a hat-trick. I've criticised this man, and he's literally just turned up and said, nope, you're wrong. Oh my god. Okay, he's starting to show a lot of promise. Amaral does well to drive into the box, and Ross is there. He's almost like a poacher, isn't he? I mean, he's an advanced forward player, but he's almost like a poacher at the same time. That is quality. We are just going to waste some time now, though. No need to go mad. And low block it. Yeah, just low block. I think we've got a couple of substitutions left as well. Let's just see. Who can we bring on just for the final few minutes? Gino Infantino. Good God, this man, I don't think he even knows what game time is anymore. And we have one more, which will be... Do you know what? Something I just want to test out, although he's only going to have a few minutes to do so. That's going to be TAA at deep line playmaker role. Let's just see. I mean, it's not going to obviously do much because there's only a few minutes left. It was just about wearing down the time. Job done, 4-1. Happy with the way they played. Excellent stuff. 2 wins from 2 in the Europa League. Top of the Premier League. Ironically, Chelsea are ahead of us in Europa League, which is a bit mad, but as long as we finish in the top 8, I don't mind, as long as we are able to get into the knockout rounds and make a deep run in this entire tournament. So we are going to come back for the next episode after probably about a dozen games or so, somewhere around December, January time. I'm looking at Manchester United. You've got Arsenal and Chelsea back to back. There's a few big games in December. We'll look to see if we come back around then, or if anything else happens in the meantime, we'll come back a little bit earlier. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss the continuation of this Liverpool rebuild. Even though we're top of the Premier League at the moment, but I digress. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for your support on the series so far. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.